The Friday Vibe on WNUT.
What up, everybody? It's Brandon hanging out in the WNUT studios like I do every Friday to bring you the Friday Vibe, and today we're going to talk about Rickrolling. Most notably that you are not going to be Rickrolled today, and that's important to understand because today I'm going to play you some Rick Astley. Now, I understand that part of Rickrolling is you're not supposed to know that you're getting Rickrolled, but I swear on Axl Rose, I will not Rickroll you today. You are not going to hear Never Gonna Give You Up. I got a different Rick Astley song, and that doesn't technically count as Rickrolling. Now, Rick Astley was on fire in the late 80s. This dude was the hit maker of the goddamn decade, according to some, with hits like Together Forever, the aforementioned Never Gonna Give You Up, and Cry for Help. He had a string of 4 catchy and infectious albums up to about 1993, and then the dude took a break. He was gone for 8 years, came back with one dance album called Keep It Turned On, slightly different sound than you were used to hearing from Rick Astley, and then a few years after that, in 2005, he did an album of pop standards called Portrait, songs like Vincent, I Can't Help Falling in Love with You, You're Nobody Till Somebody Loves You, and Cry Me a River, not to be confused with the Justin Timberlake one. And then, just like he had done before, Rick Astley took a little hiatus. He was gone for more than 10 years this time. And in that 10 years, what should emerge but the phenomenon we know today as Rickrolling? That's right. Rick Astley, whether he wanted to or not, became the biggest shit on the internet because people would send you couldn't get a damn picture of your friend's puppy without you click on the link and suddenly Rick Astley is there dancing and singing Never Gonna Give You Up from the 1987 video. Whether you wanted it or not, it was there. That's just the way the internet works, man. And you best believe I got in on it. I ran a website at the time. I would put links to shit that you damn right wound up being Rick Astley doing that trademark almost Carlton dance and singing at you. But my favorite Rickrolling story of all time is I worked for a television station in 2007, 2008 as a photographer. And at one point, me and one of the other photographers had taken a bunch of CDs and we burned Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up onto all of them. We took all the keys to the news Jeeps. We cranked them up, put the CD in, queued it up to the first note, and then turned the stereo all the damn way up, and then turned the ignition off so that the next morning, every single person who rolled out in every Jeep would get hit with Never Gonna Give You Up at full volume. First thing, that is my favorite Rickrolling story, and he and I are still very proud of that to this day. So that was Rickrolling, but the one thing I think it did was reminded a whole lot of planet Earth just how fucking talented Rick Astley was, how much we missed his voice, how infectious those stock Aitken Waterman grooves could be, and so there kind of became a lot of call for Rick Astley to come back and do some tours, do some shows, make some new music, put something out we could listen to and groove to and dance to again. And so finally, 2016 rolls around and Rick Astley puts out an album called 50. He kind of stole Adele's gimmick on that when she was just putting out albums that were named for her age at the time, and that's what he did. He put out an album called 50, but holy shit, I'm not joking. From the moment you put this one on, every note that comes out of your speakers is awesome. This album is great. I used to listen to it when I would fly. I don't know why it became my go-to travel album, but like from the moment the plane would take off, I would just be listening to Keep Singing, Angels on My Side, Wish Away. I would let this album roll. It was such a feel-good album. I enjoyed it from start to finish. And then a couple years later, in 2018, he put out one called Beautiful Life. That's what we're going to listen to today. I'm going to roll the title track from Beautiful Life. I'm going to remind you just how awesome Rick Astley is. We are going to vibe today going into the weekend together. This is Rick Astley on the Friday Vibe on WNUT.
It's a beautiful life. touch. We can find a better way. Have to find a better way. We can find a better way to prove it, prove it, prove it. It's a beautiful life. If you give it a chance, it can make you dance. It's a beautiful life. Alright, alright. It's a beautiful life. If you give it a chance, it can make you dance. It's a beautiful life. Alright, alright. It's a beautiful life. Alright, alright.